new aspects tonight in the debate over Don't Ask, Don't Tell. John McCain has gone all loose cannon over it. But on our third story at this hour, breaking news from the office of Republican Senator Saxby Chambliss of Georgia. Confirmation that a gay slur posted on a website following yesterday's Senate vote originated from that office. Chambliss's office claiming responsibility for a comment posted on the gay issues blog, Joe My God, all blank must die. The comment came from someone identifying himself as Jimmy. Bloggers quickly noticed that Jimmy had a Senate IP address. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Chambliss's office has not determined exactly who's behind the slur. It's turned the matter over to the Senate Sergeant at Arms. Meanwhile, Senator John McCain is claiming the military has never actively sought to dismiss any gay personnel since Don't Ask, Don't Tell was implemented, even though there are more than 1,000 documented cases. And one such case testified in front of Senator McCain. McCain, alongside Lindsey Graham, answered questions from reporters, among them Carrie Elveld of The Advocate and Metro Weekly's Chris Geidner.
You do not go out and seek, the regulations are, you do not go out and seek to find out someone's sexual orientation.
But Senator, that's
you
not
do
the
not. That is the fact. That is the fact. Now, man, I know the military very well, and I know what's being done. And what is being done is that they're not seeking out people who are gay. And I don't care what you say. I know it's a fact.
That's not what I say.
I don't care what you say, and I don't care what others say. I've seen it in action. I've seen it in action. I have sons in the military. I know the military very well. So they're not telling you the truth.
Senator, just to make sure,
just to make sure, we do not go out and seek out, find out whether someone, no one goes out to see whether someone is,
private emails are not being searched.
We do not go out and see if someone is gay or not. We do not go out and find out whether someone is gay or not. I don't know if they are or not. I know they don't go out and seek to find out. They do not. They do not. They do not. You can say that they are. You can say that they're fraud. It's not true.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I'd like to.
That is the case of Mike Almy, Senator.
Bring them to the office.
Bring them to our office. It is not the policy. It is not the policy.
But it is the case that it's happening, Senator.
It is not the policy. It's not the policy. It's not the policy. It's not the policy. You can say that it is the policy, sir, if you choose to. It's not the policy. I'll be glad to get that to you in writing.
Major Mike Almy, a 13-year veteran of Air Force service, was discharged following the very thing McCain claims to not be happening in the military. Here is his testimony in front of the Senate Armed Services Committee back in March to Senator McCain.
The commander in Iraq, during the height of the insurgency, ordered a search of my personal emails solely to determine if I had violated Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and to gather whatever evidence could be used against me. Even as my commander was relieving me of my duties, he assured me that this was in no way a reflection of my performance or my abilities as an officer.
Time now to call in syndicated columnist and author of The Commitment, Love, Sex, Marriage, and My Family, Dan Savage. Dan, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you, Keith.
McCain's apoplexy in a moment, but this comes on a day when Saxby Chambliss voted to keep patriotic Americans from fighting for their country, and it turns out that this, as blunt a homophobic comment as could be posted anywhere, was posted out of Chambliss's office. Whoever wrote it, it came from that office. Will you expect that we're going to see outrage from the right about this?
Certainly not outrage from the right. I would hope you would see outrage from the right, but this is par for the course. This is what they believe. This is how they talk about us in private, when they think no one's looking and they think no one's tech savvy enough to trace their hatred back to their office. But it's no surprise. I mean, Saxby Chambliss is a homophobe, and he employs homophobes, and this is, I'm sure, how they talk about gay and lesbian Americans who are serving in the military when they think it's no one but them in the room listening.
All right, well, let me ask the devil's advocate question here, because now Chambliss was the man who approved the slanderous campaign against a double amputee in Max Cleland, the senator in 2002, showed him in a split screen with bin Laden. Still, a Senate office is a big place with a lot of computers. Can you actually assign responsibility for this to Senator Chambliss?
Not to Senator Chambliss, but to the company he keeps. And Senator Chambliss, we know to be a homophobe from his voting record. We don't have to peer into his mind. We have seen the evidence of his homophobia and his hatred and his bigotry in his votes, and particularly in his vote this week to keep gay and lesbian Americans out of the military.
Well, at least they're all smart in the office, smart enough not to realize you could trace an IP address. Let me ask you about Senator McCain. Last night, Major Almy was on Rachel Maddow's show, and he said he was dumbfounded, was his word, by the McCain remarks. What's your reaction to them?
that his outburst had everything but get off my lawn. Props to Kerry Eleveld for committing an act of journalism in the presence of a U.S. senator and challenging McCain. He is not entitled to his own facts. You know, some of us are old enough to remember when Senator McCain condemned agents of intolerance on the left and the right, and it is sad and tragic and pathetic to see that he has become himself an agent of intolerance who hopes to get his cut on November 2nd.
In a strange way, though, does it help your cause when you see a John McCain launch into full-fledged fingers in the ears, pissy old man mode when it comes to Don't Ask, Don't Tell?
So long as he's called on it. You know, we have a media culture in this country where politicians are allowed to assert falsehoods, and then, you know, a lot of the lamestream media, if I may borrow a phrase, not MSNBC, which has trotted out the actual facts, won't challenge him on what we know to be true. And we know that McCain was incorrect or lying or deluded or senile, if I may, and he needs to be called on it, needs to be held to account. And MSNBC is doing just that, and God bless MSNBC. And
somewhere, by the way, for saying lamestream media, somewhere Sarah Palin's ears just, you know, sort of flapped out because she heard you say that, sharing the phrase with her. Very good. Author and columnist Dan Savage, as always. Great. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Keith.
You and I may have thought Fox was just a fundraising arm of the GOP, but Sharon Angle has now admitted it, and the Witch of Delaware has now taken advantage of it. Nice. Liz Cheney's arrogant insult against the president about absorbing terrorism when it was her father who made absorbing terrorism unavoidable. And when Rachel joined you at the top of the hour, the Billionaires Fundraising Club for the Republicans, and the man behind it, this guy.